Good afternoon, Ted Levitt here. I was asked by quite a few people after I posted a post on my stabilizer shocks, the Watson stabilizers on my 28 Dodge Victory 6, and they asked me questions on how to redo them. So I'm going to do a video on and show you how to rebuild them. But if you want to rebuild those shocks, also, there's a DVD that was put out by John Bittens and Tom and Cindy Myers at Myers Early Dodge. Have that video. It's only $10. You can get it on MyersEarlyDodge.com for $10. If you have a Dodge Brothers, it has everything on Victory 6s you want to know about is on that shop, is in that DVD. So anyway, here we go. I'm gonna get ready to start showing you how to rebuild the shocks. There's kind of a picture of one of them that's I put on the car, and we'll get into it right now how to do it. Enjoy. Here's one of them here. I got a whole bunch of them, and I got the other parts that are painted up, and we'll show you how to take these apart. Also was a question on the straps that are on there. So the straps are 22.5 inches long. I forget the exact name of this material. There's 3 rivets here, and the 3 rivets, the first one is 6 inches from the end, the second one is 7, the third one is 8. This is the end that gets mounted inside of the shock. And what that's used for is when that's in the shock here, there's a rusted up one that's broke off. But this little tool here, you put this on the shock, on the strap, and then on the hole here. And this is the way this one's mounted. It's for on the left side of the car. If you strap it and have it wound where the strap comes out this way, which you can just by putting this in reverse. This here is this way, comes out this way. But if you turn it around, it then would come out, instead of coming out this side or come out that side, it would be for the right side of the car. And this tightens either way. Okay, we're going to show you how to take these apart. Here, you had the Allen wrench you put in that little, I use it in that little hole there, and you kind of move this to get it, and then try and lift this little piece out of here. That little piece I'm talking about is a 6-sided washer you're going to lift out as you turn that little key to release. I don't have the exact tool you need, but you hold that, and then once you get this piece out, off of it, there's the washer that holds it in place. And then you have 4 screws here. You just take these 4 screws out. We'll fast forward you taking the screws out, and then we'll show you what it looks like inside. This piece will come off of here. And I found that sometimes you have to get it started. Where'd my little hammer go here? Some of them come loose easy. This one's kind of rusted up. There you go. So when this comes off, then what's inside of here is your mechanism. And this, as you can see, this spins. And by turning this with an Allen wrench, it gets tight. Now when I get the new straps put on these. But you'll put this in here, and then in this hole, either here or here, depending on which side you're tightening the strap. And when this is here, on here, and then you turn this thing to tighten it, you turn it, or actually you just spin it around, we'll show you later, and then you hold it in place, and when you get it 1 in the 6th turn, about that, then you drop this in line with it, it holds it there. And then you take this with this piece nice and tight over, and you'll put the strap on the car, and we'll show you that a little later. But that's how you get this apart. And then this literally just lifts out. You can see maybe there's a little groove in that piece there, and there's a slot there it fits in. So this piece here fits into that little groove, and then you kind of got to wiggle it out to pull it out. And then once you get it apart, you can see there's a groove there, and there's a little, I don't know if you call it a keyway or whatever, in the spring. That fits in there, and that's what keeps it. And that's spring loaded in here. Well, we're going to clean one of these up, put a new strap on it, and we'll show you how to put it together. Now here's where we're taking the rivets. We drilled them out, and that one piece on the right slides underneath the one on the left. You'll see the metal. And that you can see that there's the metal goes underneath of the piece where it's separated. You drill the rivets out to get the old strap off. And then we made out of leather, nice thick heavy leather. We made a new strap and cured it with some dye and stuff over it so the weather won't bother it. And there's with the rivets on. And you can see the first 2 rivets on the end of the strap. That's where we're putting those rivets on. You only put those 2 on first. And then you can see that holds that to the metal clip. And then the metal clip goes underneath of the other piece of metal that's on the round. That's the round piece there that goes around the gear. And that's where the piece is riveted to it. And you'll see in a second where that's the other 2 rivets are on there. And then there's where it's hooked to the piece that goes around the spring-loaded piece. And there's when it's hooked to the spring-loaded piece. We got the new strap put on here already. And what I'm doing is I'm feeding it into this piece this way here. If you would turn this over, and this will come out the other way, when you bolt this on, this is going to get bolted on. Yeah, that's for a left-hand shock. We need the right hand. I almost made a mistake here. We're going to feed it this way and coming through here. And then we're going to fit this in here. That way when I turn this around, it's going to go like this and bolt on to the frame, come out that way to the right hand shock. And if you look on here good, if you can see it, I'll take that little slot in here. If you see it, not sure. And then there's a tab in this spring-loaded part right here. I don't know that you can see that. Not sure if I'm getting that good here for you. There's that little tab there. And there's the slot right there. So you want to get that tab into this slot when you lay this down in here. So we're going to lay this down in here and get that slot in there. What we're going to do is screw this piece back on. We have our little screws here. So we're going to have this is going to be down on the car this way. That's the way it goes on here, right here. Yeah, that'll be it. So we're going to put these screws in here. And we'll fast forward through here so you don't have to see all the screws getting put in. And we'll move on. So now we have all 4 of the screws in. And what to do is put this little piece here I was talking about earlier. We need to put that on here so we tighten this scrap. So this here is going to go in the hole here on the shock or stabilizer, and then it's going to go inside of this piece here like so. Tighten it down so it doesn't go anywhere. And we have that little piece here I was talking about earlier that fits in here to lock it. And we got our thing. So we put this inside of here and take this piece and we're going to tighten it. We're going to pull this and slide it around. And again, once it gets snug, to get the right tension on this piece is probably, and you can feel now it's pulling this strap. You pull it probably about 1, and there's 1 whole turn. And I have a mark here where I started last time, and then I paid a mark here, and then I turn it 1/6 past, and then just line it, oh, a little more there, there you go. You can feel the tension on it. Then you line it up so this piece drops in. It's not dropping in right where I want it, so I'm going to turn it a little bit. Try it here maybe, because these go in, there you go. Get that down a little bit. Perfect. And then when you let go, that lock washer holds the tension. And you'll leave this on until we get it on the car. Once we get it on and we strap it down, then you can turn this a little to get this tension off of here and take that out. And then you got the shock on the car. We'll show you how to mount it in a minute. Now we mounted it with 2 bolts in the back, and we're ready to put the strap on. Then you take your strap here and bring it around the bracket. And we have this piece here that holds the strap on. And that goes here, that goes there. We're going to put that on the strap. Pull this nice and tight. Get the strap on here. Put the piece on here. Put one nut. Again, we'll fast forward through this so we can get this tightened, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now what we want to do is take this piece off here, and now it's nice and tight, and that'll give you what you need. And the only other piece that needs to go on there is that little cap we'll put on. And that also keeps that washer in place. And there we go, that's our shock for the car. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you back in a little bit.